Hey loves, welcome back to my channel where I share resources and advice that I've learned along the way from my personal experiences in business, career, parenting, holistic health, and healing. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you will get notified when I post new videos. All right, so as promised in my last video, I am back with some resources for small business startups. So for those of you who are not familiar, I have started 3 small businesses thus far. 2 of them are e-commerce, and I'm currently working on a brick and mortar ice cream shop. So I decided I would come and start to share some of the resources that I've been coming across. So if any of you are as far along or not as far along in your journey as I am, then these resources should help you to get going in the right direction and to move you along through your process. All right. So I'm here in my rocking chair. So if you see me rocking a little bit, that's why. But I also have my notebook for notes. So if you see me looking down, just want to make sure I'm covering all the necessary topics. As I mentioned before, I have had my share of video editing and it's not for me, okay? And we all about being honest with ourselves over here, on this channel. We're going to be honest and we're going to focus on our strengths and our gifts, all right? Video editing is not my calling. I can do it, I've learned it, but it's not for me, all right? So I just want to get this information out in one take. And all the information that I'm sharing, I will put the links to them in the bio, okay? The links will be in the bio. So, as I said, I am currently starting a brick and mortar ice cream shop, vegan ice cream shop, and it is called Love on Top, the Vegan Creamery. It'll be based in Detroit, Michigan. And so I'm currently in the process, right? And one of the things that I've learned about starting a business is many people find it difficult to get funding for their startup business, okay? Just because you're starting a business doesn't mean that you're going to have trouble getting funding. It's just in the startup phase, it can be more difficult. So I am going to share a video about resources for funding your startup business. However, before you get to that point, it's important to know what things are necessary before you go applying for resources, applying for funds, okay? So if you are looking for funds and you're looking at loans and grants and crowdfunding and things like that, those are some of the options that are available to you, which we'll discuss more in another video. So if you are interested in learning about the different types of funding there are for small businesses in the startup phase, drop a money bag in the comments for me. So if you are a startup business or you're interested in starting a business, you're in the startup phase and you're interested in funding resources for a startup business specifically, put a money bag emoji in the comments for me. All right. Okay. And if you have questions or specific questions you want me to cover in that video regarding that topic, go ahead and put those in the comments as well. So today I'm going to talk about more specifically loans, but this will apply to other funding sources, okay? So when you go to apply for a loan for startups, first of all, you're not going to find a lot of resources at large, well-established banks, okay? You're typically going to find them from micro lenders, and micro lenders are organizations or companies that lend to businesses and people who are typically rejected by large banks, okay? So you want to find micro lenders who will lend to you as a startup. A startup business, just so we're clear, to determine if you're a startup business, basically a startup is a company that has not yet, usually in the first year, Let's just say that. The first year of establishing their business has not yet generated much revenue. So I'd say less than, if you've generated less than $300,000, it's likely you're still considered a startup. But typically, if you are looking to do brick and mortar and you don't have a building yet, you haven't made any sales yet, things like that, that's a startup. You could be a little bit farther along and still be considered a startup. But just for the sake of this video, let's just say you are not well established and you have made less than $100,000 in sales. Okay. All right. So the main document you're going to need for a startup is a business plan. Okay. If you do not have a business plan, that is the first thing you need to do in starting a business. Okay. Nobody is going to give you any money if you do not have a business plan. And I see that a lot of people are out here starting businesses. They're getting their LLCs, which that's great. That's cool. But that's only going to do so much for you and could cost you a lot more money in the long run by establishing a business legally that you're not actually planning to move forward with and grow long term. Okay. So if you got your LLC, great. That's great. But do you have a business plan? Okay. Get a business plan. It is not hard to write a business plan at all. I'll leave a link for a template for a business plan, and it'll be simple and easy to use, okay? These resources are easy to find in terms of business plans. So if you don't like the one that I list, if it's just not resonating with you, then you can go find another one. But trust me, the business plan that I'll link will be useful. It'll be helpful, okay? Simple, straight to the point, self-explanatory. Now, the reason the business plan is important is because this tells the lender or whomever you're pitching your business to that you have a plan for your business. You know the market, because it does require you to do market research. You know the market, the industry, you know the products that you're going to sell, how much they cost, what resources you're going to need, who's on your team in terms of your the members of your business. If you have an LLC, they'll be considered members. So what members are on your team? Do you have any employees? Are you the only employee? Where are you going to make money? How are you going to make money? Where is this money going to go? Where do you see yourself in 1 to 5 years? These are all the things that your business plan will define for anyone who is considering investing in you and your business. Okay. So it's very important to have a business plan. That is number one key. Have a business plan. No matter what you want to do, if you want to grow in your business, you need a business plan. Okay. That's a starting point. And the good thing about a business plan is the more you learn, the more you can develop your business plan. It does not have to be set in stone as soon as you write it. Okay. So be sure to start your business plan right away. When you're done with this video, that's the first thing you need to get is a business plan if you don't have one. All right. So once you do your business plan, it'll make it easier to develop the other documents that you're going to need for funding. Okay. So start with the business plan because it's basically a snapshot of everything that you plan to do with your business within the next 5 years, everything you want to do and what you need to be successful doing that. It shows that you have vision. It shows that you have a plan. All right. Now, second thing. So the first thing is business plan. Second thing, financial projections. Okay. I will leave a link for a template for financial projections. Okay. This one is a little more, it's a little more, I'll say, intricate to create financial projections if you have not already started your business. If you have not begun selling products or services in your business, and you don't know how much money you're going to make, you don't know how much money you're going to spend, it can be a little bit more difficult to complete a financial projection. However, it's not impossible. And like I said, having your business plan will help you to narrow down what you need for your business. Okay, this will give you much more perspective. A business plan will give you much more perspective because it requires you to do research on your industry, on your market, your specific market, and your products. Okay, and the financial projections are initially presented in your business plan. So once you're applying for funding, the lenders want to know, what do you need money for? How much do you need? And then how much do you intend to earn? What is your revenue? What are your revenue goals? So what are you going to make for the year? What is the cost of all the things you're going to need to make that money? And how much are your overhead expenses and things like that? And then how much are you going to make in profit, basically, right? Now, this rolls into the next document you're going to need, a profit and loss sheet. Okay, so your initial financial projections will list out, the list that I'm going to link here is going to be very detailed. And it may seem a little bit too advanced for you if you're just starting out, you don't have any sales, you're not sure what it's going to cost. But trust me, these things will develop over time. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but you need to know what these things are. You need to know what these documents are, what they look like, what's expected. So that way, when you're doing your research and you're preparing yourself to develop your business, then you know what is needed ahead of time, so you know what to look for. All right, you know what information to seek. So financial projections is going to lead right into the next document, which is your profit and loss sheet. So your profit and loss sheet is basically, how much money did you spend, how much money did you make, and what is left over. Okay, and if you are a new business, again, starting up, you're not going to have all this information if you have not already started making sales. Okay, so you're not going to know. But if you've already started, maybe let's say you're still in your first year of starting your business and actually making money, you're going to need to start, if you haven't already, documenting everything that you spend money on and every dollar that you make. Okay, so if you're making money, record that. If you're spending money, record that. If you're paying yourself or anyone else, even contractors, if you're paying for advertising, marketing, anything, you need to track all of that information, because this gives the lender an idea of where the money is going and how you're managing it, because they need to know that you are not a high risk, for one, but also that you know how to manage the money that you're receiving, and it's not just going to be, the money's not going to be blown and then you're not going to be able to recoup it and pay them back. Okay, so it's very important to know where your profits and losses are. Okay, that will also be a link in the description for your profit and loss sheets. Okay, so again, you can, if you already have like some sort of list of expenses or receipts or something, make sure that you keep them all together in one space, and you can create a spreadsheet for this if you want to do it. But trust that these documents that I'm linking are official documents, that are official templates that I've used and sourced from lenders. So these are documents, these are numbers that lenders want to see. Okay, I'm sure of it. This information was provided by lenders who I've been in contact with, who I've been working with, and they're asking specifically for this information. So I'm sharing it with you so you know what to expect and you're not blindsided by this, and you can speak the lingo. Okay, and I can tell you for a fact, it helps me so much when I'm in conversations. I've had so many people commend me for having as much information as I have and being able to speak the language, you know, when I'm discussing finances and resources for my business, especially as a startup, because a lot of startups, they don't know what they need. They don't know how to ask for what they need. And then they're sending people in circles because they don't have their things together. So I'm often being commended for having the information and knowledge that I have. So trust me, these links will work. Next thing, if your business is already established as an LLC and you've already been making money, even if you haven't been making money, but your business is already established and registered in the state that you're in, then you need to have a certificate of good standing on hand. All you have to do is go to your state's website for business registrations and just purchase a certificate of good standing. In the state of Michigan is only $10. And it basically shows that your business is active and I guess that there aren't any legal actions against you or anything like that. Your business is legitimate and in good standing. Okay. So the next thing you will need, so that's the first four documents you're going to need: a business plan, financial projections, profit and loss sheet, and then your certificate of good standing. All right. So the next thing that I would say is optional, but definitely a plus, is a pitch deck. Okay. If you're not familiar with a pitch deck, it's basically a presentation of your business plan. So if you have a business plan already, you can basically just copy and paste the highlights of your business plan into a presentation, okay? Like a PowerPoint presentation. I personally use Canva to create my pitch deck, but basically it highlights the key factors of your business plan, okay? I'll leave a link to Canva for a pitch deck example, okay? So you can look through those, and there are templates of pitch decks, and Canva is free. There are some pay in-app purchases, or if you want more options, you can pay for a subscription if you want, but you can get what you need for free. If you follow the link for Canva, it will take you to the pitch deck presentation templates, okay? You can edit them to match your brand and however you like, and just basically plug in the information that's there. And you can't go wrong there. As time goes along and you're in conversations with more people and you're seeing specifically what these lenders are looking for, you can edit it however you feel you need to, okay? But trust me, this is a great starting point, and lenders would love to see that you're prepared with a presentation, because sometimes they won't tell you what they want to hear. They won't tell you what they want to see, but when you come with it, they appreciate it and they're impressed by it, okay? So just make sure you're ready, so that even if you don't have all of the information, they know that you've done your homework and you are knowledgeable and you're putting forth the initiative to do your research, okay? So pitch decks is, again, it's optional, but definitely beneficial. I'll leave the link for that as well. Next thing I have is your business registration. So if your business is not registered, you definitely want to do that. It's not necessarily a requirement for funding, but it's beneficial, because especially for those lenders who will request a certificate of good standing for your business. Again, this is one of those things where they really want to see that you're doing the work, that you're investing your time and energy and money into your own vision. Because here's the thing, nobody's going to give you money for your dreams if you're not even believing in yourself enough to invest in your dreams. That's the whole thing. And a lot of times, you know, we just want to say, we want to just make up other reasons why people are not going to give us money. But if they don't get that energy from you, they don't see the proof that you're putting in the work for your business, then they're not going to put their hard-earned money or energy or time into it either. That's just anybody, right? So just keep that in mind. You have to go hard for your business if you want other people to invest and believe in it, okay? So if you are not sure how to register your business, if you should get an LLC, a corporation, C Corp, S Corp, whatever the case, then seek advice on that, okay? Get some, follow some people on YouTube who can tell you, you know, what's best for your business at this stage. And remember, you can always change it if you need to. If you want to start out as an LLC, that's fine. You can do that. It'll get you where you need to go. And then once you get to the next level that you find it's better for your business, then you can change it. Okay, it's that simple. You can speak with lawyers, tax attorneys, anybody. Basically, you want to focus on tax attorneys, because this is really what it boils down to. However you incorporate or register your business will determine how you pay taxes. Okay, so those things you can find anywhere on YouTube, or if you know anyone who is familiar with tax laws and things like that, they can offer you information on that. I'm not the expert on that, so I'm not going to advise you on how to establish your business. I just know what works for me and what has worked for me. And I'm not going to advise you what works best for you, because that's a whole legal thing that I think would be best if you seek professional expert advice for. Okay, but definitely consider it. So the next thing is your business bank account. Now, when you register your business, you also need to get a tax ID, okay, or EIN. And once you do that, then you can open a business bank account. So this is why it's important that you register your business. You don't necessarily have to register your business, but getting an EIN is required for opening a bank account. Okay, again, an EIN is required for opening a business bank account. You can do this with any major bank or credit union that you're interested in. I would recommend looking for ones that don't charge you fees for every little thing you need to do. Okay, shop around. Don't just go to the first one you find. Shop around to see what fees there are associated with a business bank account. Also, what does it take for you to open your account? All you have to do is pick up the phone and call, or go to their website to see. Personally, when I initially opened my bank accounts, my business bank accounts for my e-commerce business, I started with my credit union, and they were like, hey, we're going to charge these fees or whatever, probably not the best option for you. And then they recommended a bank for me. Okay, so I went to that bank, and they were actually offering specials, a special promotion where they were offering $500 for new business account, for opening a new business account. Now, of course, they have their requirements, whatever the case. I met those requirements and got the $500. Cool, no big deal. But some of the things to look out for is a minimum balance, okay? Some of them will require you to maintain a minimum balance in your account to avoid fees. Keep an eye out for that. If you're not sure that you can maintain that balance, don't get the account. It's okay to pass on them. You can find others that are completely free, okay? If you're interested in some of the differences between a bank and a credit union and some of the options that are available, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well, okay? So again, open a business bank account because a lender is going to want to know that you have somewhere to put this money, okay? They're also going to want to see what you've been doing with your money too. So keep that in mind as well. They will want to know what you've been doing with your money if you have not started your business. So if you have started a business and you've been making money, you have a business bank account, they'll more than likely just look at your financial statement for your business. They typically want the last 3 years of your financial information for your business. But if you have not been in business that long, then they will take like your personal finances and projections. That's another reason they want financial projections, because they want to see what you're going to do with the money. Where is your head on this? How do you manage money? Okay. And again, we're talking about startup phase businesses. So of course, you're going to be looking at lenders who are going to lend to startups. So they know you don't have 3 years of financial statements and revenue and things like that. Okay. So the next thing is your balance sheet. So your balance sheet is basically a document that shows where you are financially. Okay. How much money do you have on hand? How much cash do you have on hand? How much debt do you have in credit cards and loans or whatever the case currently for your business? How much have you been spending? And how much have you been earning? Okay, that's simply it in the balance sheet. So if you notice, there is a theme here. Lenders want to know that you know how to manage money and that you are trustworthy enough for them to get their money back. Okay? So they're not just going to, it's not like an unsecured credit card. They're not just going to give you money and then hope that you pay the payments back. And if you don't, then report it to your credit reporting team to collections. It's not like that. Okay? So you have to show that you are worthy of the loan. Okay? Some of them will even require that you have a, what do they call it? A letter of rejection, basically. I don't think that's a term, but basically they want to see that you've been denied by a major bank before they lend to you, because they want to make sure that they are helping people who are typically left out of the lending programs. Because when you're starting a business, honestly, I've had so many companies and they're reaching out to me, they're calling me, and I'm like, hey, I'm a startup. They're like, no, we don't fund startups. We don't fund startups. Okay. So that's a whole thing. That's why it's important to know what resources are there for startup businesses, because that's a whole different sector that is left out of traditional funding opportunities. Okay. So that covers our list, my list of documents you're going to need for loan applications. So don't go out there looking for loans just yet. Make sure you get your documents in order, okay? Even if you only have a business plan, that is a great start. Start with a business plan that will set you apart from others who have not created a business plan, that will set you apart from others who are just out here selling stuff without a plan, okay? They're just like, hey, I'm just winging it, okay? These are all things that will set you apart and make you stand out to lenders, okay? So if you have any questions about anything I've mentioned here in this video, please put that in the comments. If you have topics that you want me to address on my channel, please drop those in the comments as well. Also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for my videos. And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys.